Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at Kirk Hammett's solo in Moth Into Flame. So this one has a wah pedal throughout, like a lot of Kirk Hammett stuff does, and it's got certain sections of it that are just really complete noise. So you're not going to be able to completely recreate them. He's just really trying to create noise and just using the wah pedal and just kind of just, you know, flicking strings around. So I will show you where those parts are at, but they're pretty obvious. So let's start here though. Now, when he plays this, there's not a lot of videos of this, of them playing it live, little handy cam stuff in the back of a hall, but even in the video, he's playing this opening melody line. Like going, he's playing it as a single note riff, but on the album, it's actually an octave. All right, so what we're gonna do is play it as the octave like it is on the album. It could be an octave pedal he's using there, but he doesn't play as an octave live, so do what you want. You can play just the top note, or you can play the whole octave shape. So let's take a look at it here. So he's sliding into the octave here at the 7th fret on the A string. So 7th fret on the A, 9th fret on the G. Move it up to 10. Talking about the first string there. Then the 12, and then the 13, 15, 17, and we'll come back. Same notes. And the second time he just stops up there at the 15th fret. So it's just that octave that stays on the same strings there. All right, and then we have into this. All right, pretty simple stuff. We have the 12th fret on the G and the B together. Then slide into 14 on the D. Then back to those two 12s. Hit a couple times. And then slide into 14 again. Then two 12s again. Back to 14, this time don't slide. Back to the 12s. And then you're gonna grab 14. Now he just does it with one finger. Pulls them down. I like to, whenever I play that kind of double stop, bend the double stop, I like to actually use two fingers, a finger on each note. So you can play like bend them both down with one finger. Or anyway, it's a bend at the 14th fret on both the G and the B. So we have this. All right, now we start the next phrase kind of the same way. All right, so that's those two 12s there a couple times. Slide in 14 again. Two 12s again, and then here we start. So that starts with a slide into 14 and then play the 12s twice, 14, 12 twice, 14, 12 twice, 14, and then 12 three times. Back to 14. All right, so here is where things get a little crazy, and it's just kind of Kirk Hammett just going for it. There's certain notes that you can pick out. There's an obvious lick that starts it, which sounds like this. Then he settles into that riff. All right, so let me just show you how he starts that little phrase. kind of bend at the 14th fret there in the G, and then 12, 15 on the B, then do a quick little hammer pull between those two notes. Back to the 14. So he does that a couple times. So start with the bend. And then he starts messing around with the E minor pentatonic most, but he does go up and add 12, kind of 12, 14 on the G, 12, 13, 15, makes it up to the 15 on the B. And so you kind of just want to mess around and then grab those notes and then come back down. Just messing around the E minor pentatonic. Literally, this is not recreatable. He'll never play it the same way twice because it's just wah-drenched, really noise. And then until he settles in on a lick that's at the bottom. Again, so that's just 12, 14 on the D, and then do a quick hammer-on pull, then over to 14 on the A. So he finally, after doing this, settle in that riff, and then it's just total noise. I mean, he literally is just doing like whammy stuff. I don't know. You'll know when you get there. There's just nothing to it. But then he actually grabs a really definitive melody, which is really cool. It sounds like this. All right, so that's actually a nice little musical thing. So what he's doing is he's trying to create those moments of just like chaos, which is where he's creating the noise, and then he keeps jumping into these really little melodic phrases too. So this is one of those. So we have, that's 12 on the G, 14 on the D, back to the 12, bend at the 14, and grab 15 and hit it 3 times on the B string. Now I can't, if I hold that, it's going to take that B string out of tune, as you can hear, because of the floating system. So we had I'm doing this, just playing that B string by itself. So do that a couple times. And now we're going to start the next one the same way, with the same 3 notes, but now do the bend at the 15 on the B, grab the 15 on the high E string, and then pick 15 on the B and release it. Good. And the 4th time through, you're going to change it to 12 on the B string, 14 on the G, back to 12 on the, into that same little lick. So we have this. All right, and now we get to a very kind of signature Kirk Hammett part where, once again, there are definitive notes that he's playing, but how he's playing them is, you know, kind of this erratic effect. Now, what's going on is this. He's kind of pulling off here. Just hold your first finger there. That's what he does, the 12th fret, and then just 15, 14, and hit 12 will be hit a couple times. So do that like 4 times. And then just change the top notes. Leave the first finger there. Then just 17, 15. Now, like I said, it's one of the things that he does a lot, this kind of lick. So he does each one of those 4 times, and then he starts jumping back and forth between the two. So we are just, so you can see that I did it each, 4 times. So we have this. All right, now we're gonna go back to just this, kind of just doing twice as long here. Now he'll do kind of this, which you heard, I forget what solo that you hear that lick in. So it's just, like I said, it's not something that's really a definitive, always you play this amount of times. It's not. It's just one of those just go for it kind of a thing. But that's what he's doing. All right, so if you played this kind of stuff before, hopefully you have. If you're attempting this, you know what I'm doing. So, and then we're going to come up into the bigger stretch one, 17, 15, kind of the same thing, and then end it. So it's just 12, 15 twice on the B, over to 12 on the G string. And those bends at the 14 across the B and the G a couple times. And then the big bend at the 15th fret on the B string. And he uses the whammy bar there to give it some effect. So from the fast part, really, it's just when you kick in the wah pedal, it kind of gives it that effect. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. This one's a good one from Metallica, and it's a lot of fun to play. All right, I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.